Well, I got access to the Tower Fantasy closed beta, and before getting access to the game itself, I had zero idea of what I was in for. So I wanted to chat with you about, well, what this game is so you can decide if it's something worth playing when it fully launches. First and most importantly, it is a free-to-play gacha game, which depending on your budget, luck, time investment, etc. will be a contributing factor in some ways as to if it'll be a fun experience for you. I personally enjoy gacha games a lot, so this has been a really fun ride for me so far. Not to mention the standard banners orbs can be found out in the world, so far that need to pull, because I haven't in a while, hasn't been a problem for me. Even if my luck is basically utter trash 99% of the time. The most unique and interesting thing to me has honestly been the combat. Coming from Genshin Impact, I was worried the combat would feel like a Genshin clone, but honestly, it's the farthest thing from Genshin in a lot of ways, and I'm ever so grateful for that. In Genshin, we have a squad and the people are the power sets, whereas in Tower Fantasy, you're technically always pulling for weapons, and the weapons are what have the power sets attached to them. Interestingly enough, you can actually change your appearance to the Simulacra, which is the person that was attached to the weapon, if you want to, or you can keep playing as your own character. Which for someone like me, who is a diehard RPG fan, that's fantastic, as I can build my character story and not pull myself out of my own immersion to swap to a different character. You can have 3 weapons on you at any one time, and they give you 3 different loadout slots. Weapons can be upgraded in a variety of ways, and you can learn more about each of the Simulacra through stories and the awakening process. I've also met several of them outside in the world during the story, which has added to the experience overall. However, because of the single character in a party mechanic, sometimes wandering the world can almost feel a little lonely, or you kind of get that soul wanderer vibe. Honestly, I love that, but it is something to consider. Outside of that is the exploration. I'm a sucker for exploration games that literally let me go and get lost and do what I want to do, and this game allows for that in spades. They even reward you for exploring with various materials, gacha pulls, outfits, etc. And to make exploration even more fun, you can use a vehicle. You get a starter bike, and then you can get others as you go. Most of the other vehicles in-game are currently free in the closed beta testing, and you just have to grind them out. I don't know if there are going to be more paid for vehicles down the road, but at least it looks like there's a fair amount of ones we can just grind for. I've exclusively played this game solo, and I haven't had any issues so far. However, I personally haven't fought any big world bosses yet, but overall the dungeons or ruins have been fun and fine solo, and there's plenty for me to do currently. The one thing to make note of is if you're a hardcore solo-only player, the world isn't private. I've seen other players in my world, but I can't walk up and interact with them as far as I've been able to tell. They just exist in my world. You can turn off their names and titles over their head, so they'll honestly just more feel like NPCs in the world. And at different instances, you do get put into what is called story mode, so other people can't kind of intrude when you're playing different parts of the story. The overall vibe of this game reminds me of a mix of Horizon Zero Dawn with the robot animals that I've seen in it and the ruins, mixed with the sci-fi post-apocalyptic, mixed in with anime. I didn't even know I wanted this as a vibe, but honestly, now that I've had it, I'm 100% here for it. At the end of the day, this game is a fun combat, beautiful world to explore, interesting story and lore, big baddies to fight gacha game. Is it the right game for you? I personally have no idea. But what I do know is that it's free to play, so when it fully launches globally, I'd highly suggest looking at more gameplay, and if that interests you, give it a download and try it out for yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you next time. Bye!